Today, we journey back in time to one of the most iconic stories in ancient history, the Trojan War. Troy was a thriving city in Asia Minor, located in what is now northwestern Turkey. Known for its formidable walls and strategic location near the Dardanelles Strait, Troy was not only a rich trading hub, but also a city of great mythological importance. This setting laid the stage for an epic clash that would inspire literature, art, and culture for millennia. The myth and reality. The story of the Trojan War comes to us primarily from Homer's epic poem, the Iliad, which blends myth with potential historical events. But what's the truth behind the legend? For centuries, scholars debated the existence of Troy and the actual occurrence of a war. Then, in the 19th century, Heinrich Schliemann's excavation unearthed the ruins of what many believed to be the city of Troy, sparking the belief that the legendary war may have some historical roots. The lines between myth and history remain blurred, making the story of Troy all the more captivating. The Judgment of Paris. The tale begins with a seemingly simple dispute among the gods. At the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, a golden apple inscribed with "To the fairest" was thrown among the guests. The goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite all claimed it. To resolve the conflict, Zeus appointed Paris, a Trojan prince, to decide. Each goddess offered Paris a tempting bribe. Hera promised him power, Athena offered wisdom and skill in battle, but Aphrodite's offer, the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen, won his favor. The abduction of Helen, however, was already married to King Menelaus of Sparta. When Paris took her back to Troy, the event set off a chain reaction. Bound by an oath to defend Helen's marriage, the Greek kings united under Menelaus's brother, Agamemnon. Together, the greatest Greek city-states launched a massive campaign, embarking on a perilous journey across the Aegean Sea to lay siege to Troy. The heroes of the war. Key Greek figures. At the heart of the Greek alliance were legendary warriors. Achilles, known as the greatest of the Greeks, was a near-invincible hero with one tragic weakness: his heel. Odysseus, famed for his cunning, was the mastermind behind the Greek strategies. Agamemnon, the Greek leader, held both power and ambition, though his arrogance often stirred tension among his own allies. The Trojan heroes. The Trojans, too, had their own champions. Hector, Troy's noble prince, fought valiantly to protect his homeland. Aeneas, who would later become the legendary founder of Rome, fought alongside Hector with great bravery. These heroes turned the Trojan War into not just a conflict of armies, but a duel of individual legends. The Wrath of Achilles. One of the most pivotal moments in the Trojan War was the explosive wrath of Achilles. The rift began when Agamemnon, the Greek commander, seized Briseis, a woman Achilles had claimed as a prize. For Achilles, it wasn't just a personal loss. It was a deep insult to his honor, a reminder of how even the greatest warriors could be slighted by those in power. Furious and feeling betrayed, Achilles refused to fight, withdrawing his formidable presence from the battlefield. His absence gave the Trojans a renewed advantage, and they pressed the Greeks to the brink of defeat. Achilles' wrath was not just anger, it was a force that shifted the course of the war. The Greeks struggled without their strongest fighter, and the Trojans, led by Hector, pushed their forces nearly to the ships. It wasn't until the tragic death of Patroclus, Achilles' closest companion and dearest friend, that Achilles' anger transformed from a personal vendetta against Agamemnon into an unstoppable drive for revenge against Troy. Fueled by grief and rage, Achilles rejoined the battle with a ferocity unmatched by any warrior. He charged through the Trojan forces, seeking Hector, the man who had killed Patroclus. This moment encapsulates the destructive power of pride and anger, as Achilles' wrath became both his strength and his tragic flaw. The story of Achilles is a haunting reminder of the thin line between honor and ruin, showing how the greatest heroes are often brought low by their own powerful emotion. The duel between Achilles and Hector. The duel between Achilles and Hector was a climactic moment, a battle between two titans of war. Achilles' wrath was unstoppable, and he ultimately defeated Hector, dragging his body around the city walls in a display of grief-stricken fury. This event shifted the momentum of the war, marking the beginning of Troy's downfall. The Trojan Horse. After years of fighting, the Greeks devised a cunning plan. They constructed a massive wooden horse and hid their warriors inside. Pretending to abandon the siege, the Greeks left the horse as a gift for Troy. The Trojans, believing the war was over, brought the horse into the city. The fall of Troy. That night, Greek soldiers emerged from the horse, opened the gates, and unleashed chaos upon the sleeping city. Troy was destroyed in a night of horror and flame. The fall of Troy marked the end of a legendary chapter, echoing throughout Greek culture as a tragic tale of pride, love, and betrayal. The role of the gods in the Trojan War. The Trojan War wasn't merely a clash of mortals, it was also a battlefield for the gods. Each deity had their own agenda, and they frequently intervened in the war. Zeus attempted to remain neutral, though he leaned toward the Trojans at times, while Hera and Athena were firmly on the Greek side. Aphrodite, loyal to Paris, protected the Trojans. Their constant interference made the war as much a divine feud as it was a human conflict, blurring the line between fate and free will for the warriors below. The tragic fate of Cassandra. Among the citizens of Troy was Cassandra, a prophetess cursed by Apollo. Although she could see the future, her curse ensured that no one would ever believe her warnings. As the Greeks planned their deception with the Trojan horse, Cassandra foresaw the city's destruction. Yet her cries were dismissed as madness. Her story serves as a tragic reminder of the blindness of pride and the consequences of ignoring uncomfortable truths, adding a haunting depth to the fall of Troy. The fate of Greek heroes. The end of the war did not mean peace for the Greeks. Many heroes faced tragic fates on their return. Odysseus embarked on a 10-year journey filled with peril in his quest to return to Ithaca, as told in the Odyssey. Agamemnon was murdered upon his homecoming, and Achilles, despite his strength, met a tragic death before the war's end. Their fates serve as a reminder of the lasting cost of war, extending far beyond the battlefield and haunting the victors as much as the vanquished. Legacy of the Trojan War. The story of the Trojan War didn't end with Troy's fall. The epic has inspired countless works, from Homer's Iliad to Virgil's Aeneid, and its themes resonate today. The Trojan War is more than just a myth, it's a powerful reminder of the thin line between legend and reality. As we look back, we find ourselves not just captivated by the story, but reflecting on the universal struggles of honor, love, and the cost of pride. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of history's greatest legends. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more explorations into the myths and mysteries of the ancient world.